What's going on, everybody, and welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Seahawks again. This isn't a Week 1 preview. I know that the game is literally less than a week away, but this is an updated record prediction. Because earlier I made a record prediction video and predicted us to go 7-10, but I'm going to update it and make a final record prediction. I'm actually honestly going to do this on the whim, so we'll see what happens. But if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, so here we go. We went 2-1 in the preseason. Could have went 3-0 if some things didn't happen in that Week 2 game. But let's get it on. Week 1 against the Broncos, which is on Sunday. I think we are going to pull that one off, and I think we are going to start off the year 1-0. It's a rookie quarterback. He's coming to Lumen Field. Not a lot of rookie quarterbacks can come into Lumen's Field and just have instant success. If he does, that's great on Bo Nix, but I just don't think that's going to happen. And if he does, he still may not even come away with a W. So, I just think that coming to Lumen Field, going up against an experienced team, even if it is a new coaching staff, going up against an experienced roster, a lot of veterans, even though there's young players, there's still a lot of veterans on that team. I just think it's going to be really, really rough on Denver and on Bo Nix. And their roster really isn't that good. Besides, they still got Pat Surtain. Who else do they have? Obviously they got Bo Nix. Ooh, they got the Javonte Williams. He's an okay running back. Their O-line is not really that good. It's been having a lot of issues for the past couple of years. Not to say that they haven't improved it, but I just think that we will give Denver fits, and we will walk away with that win. I do think it'll be a closer game, not a blowout. I do think we will come out on top, maybe like 24-21 or something like that. So that's my prediction. And then Week 2 against New England, we are facing another team that has brand new coaching staff, but also brand new quarterback issue. So, and their roster is really not good at all. Like, their RB2, I don't even know who their RB2 is. Their RB1 is Ramondre Stevenson. Their RB2 is, I have no clue. So their roster really isn't that good. So I expect us to pull off that win, start off 2-0. And then Week 3 against Miami in Seattle, I think that we will take this L. Miami is a good team. They were a playoff team last year, even though they got blown out by the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. So, and it was in Arrowhead. And, Miami is from down south where it's warm as hell. So they're not used to playing in sub-zero temperatures, or sub-freezing temperatures, I should say. But they are still a good team. I think Tua is a better quarterback than Geno. But then again, he does have two of the fastest players in the league in Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Not to mention they have David A-Chain, or I think that's how you pronounce his name, the running back. And I don't know if Raheem Mostert's still there, but if he is, they still have a solid running back duo. They have a solid roster, both on the offense and defense. I know they got Jalen Ramsey still, so I do think we take the L and go 2-1. And then Monday, September 30th, against the Lions. Now this one has me scratching my head, because last time I said that we were going to take this L because they are not going to want Detroit. Detroit is not going to want us to come into Detroit for the third straight year and beat them at home. I just don't think they're going to want that to happen. But it's out of their control. If they can win, great. But if we're the better team that day, we're the better team that day. I do think that game is a toss-up, and honestly, my prediction is going to remain the same. Even as much as I want to say that we are going to win that game, I do think we will take that L against Detroit, and we will go 2-2 on the season. Now against New York, I think we were going to win, and I think we're going to go 3-2. It's just Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback. I don't know why they signed him $40 million each year. He's just not that good of a quarterback. You saw it in the preseason this year. You saw it last year. We'll see, though, because he has Malik Neighbors now. So he has a weapon that he can use. But other than that, they don't really have a roster. I mean, I can't really think of... I don't know if Galladay's still on that team, and he was a free agency bust signing back in 21. They just haven't had a good roster for the past couple of years. And that playoff win against the Vikings was the fluke because that year the Vikings had the worst defense in the league. So I just don't think they have that good of a roster. And I do think we're going to win, and we'll go 3-2. And then we are facing San Fran in Seattle. I do think we take the L. San Fran is just miles. I just still think they're miles better ahead of us. They just re-signed. I just saw not long ago are finalizing a restructured deal with Trent Williams, and they re-signed. They extended Ayuk. So they have pretty much their entire roster from last year intact. And I just think that it's going to be too much on Mike Macdonald in his first year. I know he absolutely hammered him last year in Baltimore, but this is an entirely brand new team. He is now the head coach, not just a coordinator. So I just think that San Francisco team is just going to be a little too much to handle him in his first year. And I do think that San Fran will beat us in Week 1, and we will go 3-3 against Atlanta. I did say we were going to take that L against them, but I take that back. I do think we're going to win. They have some ballers on the Falcons. I mean, they got Kyle Pitts, they got Drake London, they got Bijan Robinson on that offense. They got some nice weapons on that offense, and I think they're going to be good. And on that defense, they got. I mean, I do remember they signed someone on the defense here. I think it was a safety. I don't know if it was Falcons sign safety. I don't know if it was a safety. Who did they sign here? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the transactions. Because I gotta know, because he is a baller. Okay, so they got. Let's see. That's not who I'm looking for. So Antonio Hamilton, that's one signing that I think is a good signing. There's someone else that they signed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's right. Justin Simmons. They signed safety Justin Simmons from the Broncos, and that's another key player that the Broncos lost last year. Going back to Week 1, they lost Justin Simmons, and he's a good safety. So they are down a good player on that defense in Denver, and another reason why we'll take that win in Week 1. But going back to the Falcons, so yeah, they do have a solid roster, but first-year head coach and Raheem Morris, and we don't know how he'll do. He is one of the better defensive player callers in the league, but he's not like Mike Macdonald level. So I do think we're going to take that win, and I do think Geno will perform better than Kirk. But we'll see. But I do think we're going to win, and we'll go 4-3 in the year. And then Sunday, October 27th, this is my prediction on this still remains the same. I think we're going to shock the league in winning this game. The Buffalo Bills have fallen off the past couple of years. They've lost a lot of key players. Their O-line isn't as good as it used to be. They lost Stephon Diggs, which was arguably Josh Allen's number one wide receiver, and now they don't really have a number one wide receiver anymore. So their defense isn't as good, I feel like. And they lost a couple players. I think Tre'Davious White is gone. I think Micah Hyde might be gone. Here, let me check. I'm not gonna say wrong stuff. So Micah Hyde, he might still be there though. We'll see. Oh, he's a free agent, so he's not on any team right now. So they lost Micah Hyde, Tre'Davious. Let's see if he's So Tre'Davious White's is on the Rams. They've lost a couple players and I think I think their defense is going to suffer. I mean, their defense has fallen off the past couple of years. So I do think we are going to win that game, and we will go 5-3. Sunday versus the Rams. I do think we take this L. I just think the Rams are they're just good. Their roster is nuts. obviously you can't replace Aaron Donald, but they got ballers in Kyron Williams. They got Puka. They got obviously Stafford's still there. They signed one of our guys. I think it was Parkinson or Disley. I think it was Parkinson. Let's see. I think it was Parkinson that they signed. Yeah, so they signed Parkinson. And then on the defense they got they actually just traded Ernest Jones. But they have, what's his name? Kobe Turner. Like, they had a solid draft last year, an amazing draft last year, and I just think that that's going to be the difference maker, and we do take that L. And then week 17 in San Francisco, I don't really know, man. I really want us to win that game. I really do. It's just San Fran we've lost 5 straight to them, and they're just an insane team. So I do think we get swept again, and we go 6-6, or 5-5. Sorry, after our bye week. But versus Arizona, I do think that we will win, and I will think we will go 6-5. Arizona, they're still kind of they're on step 2 of their rebuild. They gave Kyler Murray a weapon. They got Marvin Harrison. They got their offensive tackle in Paris Johnson last year. So they got some weapons on that team. And their defense should be around the corner. They still got Budda Baker. Although I don't really know who else they have on that defense besides Budda Baker. But I do think we'll win that game and we'll go 6-5. And then week 13 against the Jets, I do think we will win this game. I just think Geno will. I feel like Geno will forever have something against the Jets because of how they treated him, and because they even as much as he was immature back then on the Jets, but they did not give him a roster at all. They did not give him any help whatsoever. So I just think that Geno was going to perform, and so I think we'll go 7-5, and then here in Arizona, versus Arizona, I think we sweep the Cardinals, and I do think we will go 8-5. And then Sunday against the Packers, I do think we will lose that game. The Packers are good. Jordan Love is a great quarterback. The Packers are just a well-oiled machine. Like, they just seem to go from Hall of Fame quarterback to Hall of Fame quarterback, and now they're going to, it seems like, another great quarterback. I'm not going to say Hall of Fame because he just had one great year, but they always set themselves up for success, and I just think that they will be better than us next year, and we will take that L and go 8-6. And then against Minnesota, I think we will win that game. They lost J.J. McCarthy, and they'll probably have to put in Sam Darnold. So I do think we will be able to beat them. I did say in my last video that we will probably we might take that L. It might be just one of those games where we just aren't clicking. But now that J.J. McCarthy's out and they just not looking good for Minnesota, they have a lot of injuries. I do think we will get that win and go 9-6. And then at the Bears, I do believe we will take that L because Caleb Williams. I just think Caleb Williams is up next, and I think he's going to show the league who he is. So that'll put us at 9-7. And then against the Rams, week 18, I do think we'll get one over the Rams. I feel like we'll get one over the Rams. Like, we may not get one over the Niners, but I feel like we'll get a one over the Rams, and we'll end the season on a positive note, and that will put our team at 10-7. So that is my final record prediction for this year. I do think we will go 10-7. Our floor, though, I will do the floor and ceilings. I do think our floor will be 6-11. 6-7 games, and then I think our ceiling could be 10-11 games. I think we're high. I think we're with our roster, I think, and with our schedule, I think we were closer to going at a 10, being closer to our ceiling than our floor. So that's what I think we will do. 10-7, maybe good for a wild card spot. And, if 3 teams do well in the NFC West, there's a chance 3 teams could make the playoffs this year. So we will see. So, yeah, like I said, that's my prediction, 10-7. Definitely a better prediction than in my last video. I had us going 7-10. So, Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will actually make another video after this, just going over some news, so stay tuned for that. Just leading up to the game on Sunday, so yeah, just stay tuned for that. And if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day, and go Hawks, go Mariners, and go Kraken.